Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut. I hope you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. We actually got a bit of a report for you. Since we're so getting tired of the Yamamoto business, I would mention I've seen reports on Twitter that Yamamoto has a potential deal or an offer on the table. And it's for 11 years, $385 million. I saw it. I'm not going to say where I saw it. It doesn't matter right now. But I did see it. And it's from somebody that's posted stuff in the past. That's particularly on Freddie Freeman. But we actually have something here from the New York Post, which is a little more reputable. And this is from Mike Puma. Here we go. So, headline, Mets and Justin Turner engaged in talks on potential reunion. Now, as you know, if you don't know, he played for the Mets for a few years in the early 2010s and stuff, and it wasn't a great time here. And he went on to play for the Dodgers, became a good player with the Dodgers, an everyday player. But right now the Mets have a problem. The problem is that Mauricio injured himself this week. He tore his ACL, and I don't think the Mets are very comfortable with the idea of the two players that were going to be part of this third base competition going into spring training. That was, of course, Mark Vientos and Brett Beatty. And now they're engaged in talks with Justin Turner, who could play third, obviously, and could play and also be the DH. The Mets are considering a popular player from the past, potentially fill multiple needs on next year's team. Justin Turner would give the Mets a proven bat and versatility to play third base. He's played second last year. You could play him at first. The Mets, according to a source, have engaged in discussion with Turner's camp after initiating contact with the former All-Star early in the offseason. Turner, who's 39, and that's a problem, hit .276 with 23 homers and 96 RBIs in 146 games for the Red Sox last season. In November, he declined his $13.4 million player option for next season and received a $6.7 million buyout. The Mets signed Joey Wendell to a one-year contract worth $2 million before the winter meetings, but the veteran infielder was viewed as more of a backup than regular play. He's just a backup for, he's a better in shape Luis Guillorme. Turner, if signed, would have the potential rotate between DH, third base, and second base. He also played 41 games at first base last season, suggesting he could fill in for P. Alonso, allowing the slugger the flexibility to DH as well. Dave Stearns, the team's president of baseball operations, recently indicated his plan was to fill third base internally with Brett Beatty and Mauricio as the primary options. But the 22-year-old Mauricio last week tore the anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee during a game in the Dominican Winter League and will undergo surgery. He will miss a significant portion of next season. Stearns, while leading Milwaukee's front office, pursued Turner as a free agent before the 2021 season. Turner ultimately returned to the Dodgers and extended his tenure with the club to 9 seasons before signing with the Red Sox. Turner spent parts of 4 years with the Mets as a backup infielder who was popular with the fans, and didn't know about that, for his hustle and respected in the clubhouse. He was non-tendered by the Mets following the 2013 season and signed a minor league deal with the Dodgers. After improving his launch angle, blossoming into an everyday player in Los Angeles who 3 times hit 27 homers in a season. The Mets' biggest offseason splash at this point has been Luis Severino on a one-year deal worth $13 million. And the article says, but the Mets still need multiple additions to the rotation and pursue Japanese ace Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Again, the rumor I've heard tonight is that Yamamoto has a deal on the table for 11 years, $385 million. That's a lot of money, and that's kind of what we've been hearing. Now, if it's that amount, I would think that the Mets are probably the team that put out that money, that has that offer on the table. Yamamoto's suitors have included the Yankees, Dodgers, Phillies, Blue Jays, and Red Sox. I heard the Red Sox are out, and it's possible he will receive a deal that pushes beyond $300 million. If the Mets miss on Yamamoto, they could pivot toward a group that includes left-handers Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery, and Japanese free agents Shota Imanaga. In search of outfield help, the Mets have remained in contact with Michael A. Taylor's camp. Taylor is an elite defensive player who can play center field and shift Brandon Nimmo to a corner outfield spot. Mets also have Starlin Marte returned. Jeff McNeil has shifted between second and the outfield. DJ Stewart, who returned to the Mets on a one-year contract, played right field last season with Marte on the injured list. Other available bats include Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Jorge Soler, J.D. Martinez, and Tommy Pham. Now, the one thing about Turner is he can play the field. He still is a very good fielder. And these other guys, these other options, are not fielders. I mean, Tommy Pham's okay in the outfield. I don't think the Mets will do that. Got a different guy running the ball club now. So I don't think Tommy Pham's an option. And these other guys are pretty much DHs. Hernandez is okay in the outfield. He's okay. But really, to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Turner fan because I remember him as a player here. A little overrated in terms of how he was the last man on the bench. But considering what he has done over the last few years, in particular with the Dodgers, they kind of need another veteran player in here. This is not, to me, this is not a team that needs to subtract big pieces. This is a team that needs to add pieces. And they had good clubhouse guys, and this is a clubhouse leader. He'd be very good here, back here. And he would give some leadership and some guidance to some of these younger players, like in particular Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos. I mean, the Mets really need a guy that's one, and he doesn't have, and he's just a 1 year rental. He's not a guy. He doesn't have a qualifying offer attached to him. He's not a guy that is going to break the bank. And we're just talking about 1 year. If it's a 1 year option, I'm cool with that. But I'll keep you up to date on this. This is something that basically is an article that came out less than an hour ago in the New York Post. So let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.